And so here we are, 15 days in, all 15 days of cricket absorbing and engaging. What a summer it's been already. And right at the end of that Lord's Test, at the halfway mark of this series, is where you felt boiling point was reached. Tensions have flared. The series is on edge. Who do you think, if at all, benefits more from this 8 day break between Lords and Manchester?
I think both do. I really think both do. I think that the sight of each other is starting to sort of to get at each other, and it's good from a spectator's point of view, from a commentator's point of view. I think we all need a rest as well. But I think India could do with a little bit of regroup, charging the batteries in England, get away from the game, get away from cricket grounds. Obviously, they can't get away from hotels, but they potentially get away from practice, spend some time in each other's company to, reinforce the team environment and get themselves ready for Manchester. And I'm sure England boys will go back home, nights in their own beds, and we think. I didn't think it could get any better going into the Lord's Test with Bumrah and Archer coming back in. I actually think it's going to get better. I really do, and I've got no idea where this series is going. I haven't got a clue. I hope it's not a draw in Manchester because then we could potentially have a 2-2 at the Oval. I'd love it if the series is still going at the Oval, but I think both sides need to get away from each other, get them some recharging, and then come back because both sides have got questions, big questions going into Manchester. Obviously, England have got no Bashir. There's a couple of bowlers who might need changing, and I think India have got to do the same. And the big burning question that will be, I think, talked about both in England and in India over the next 8 days. What do India do with Jasprit Bumrah? Do they play him or do they leave him out and get him ready for the Oval?
Surely that can't be a question. The series is on the line now. It was one thing doing it in the second test. Now, no way after an 8 day break.
I'm very good at saying stupid things, and India have played two Test matches with Bumrah and lost two Test matches. So look at it that way. But no, he has to play. He has to play. He has to play. The spell of bowling to Zach Crawley was unbelievable. It really was. From a fast bowler, I was on the edge of my seat. I had my arms in the air. I was punching the air, even though I'm an England fan. I was like, this is brilliant. This is box office. This is Test cricket. You can have as much four overs in franchise leagues as you want. This is brilliant. This is what cricket's all about. Stokes, Bumrah, Joe Root's 100. This Test series is really living up to why everybody loves Test match cricket. And the answer to the question, Bumrah has to play at Manchester.
When we're talking about addressing workload, it will be a welcome break on the English side as well. Ben Stokes bowled more overs in that Lord's Test than he has in any test since 2019. And you've spoken at the start of this series how that could be a vital component. So, yes, he burst out those 24 overs in the second innings, but he gets a chance to recuperate.
Yeah, I know it's vitally important. I think if you said to Ben, the Test match starts tomorrow and we go again, I'm sure he'll still try and bowl 20 overs. It's what the game needs and his team needs. And at the minute, his body. I look at Ben Stokes now, and I was critical of the times when he was bowling short balls when he had his sore knee. But I think now this kid now looks $1 million. He looks in great shape. He looks from a bowling point of view where he's absolute best. From a body point of view, he looks fit and strong. So he would question to the outside public and say, "What's the problem? I've had my operation, feeling fit. I'm very, very strong. My lifestyle has been a little bit of a change. I'm recovering well. I'm back to the Ben Stokes I wanted to be, and that's great for cricket."
Did you think there could have been uh, selection considerations around a couple of the batters? Zach Crawley, Ollie Pope, after that brilliant first innings for walking out at 100 not out at stumps on day two at Leeds, has since made 86 runs and seen his wicket fall 6 times.
From the outside, there's always a lot of question marks on the England batting unit. From the inside, there's no question marks whatsoever. That Crawley will bat number one, Ollie Pope will bat number three. I think England will play this way or bat this way until early January when the Ashes is finished. I don't see anybody breaking into this top seven. And as much as Zach Crawley, yes, has looked at times Um, Probably below par and below where Zach wants to be. I thought that spell of Bumrah had to him, and then balls that he faced. Try to think what did he face? He faced 49 balls in that second innings. Took a lot of deliveries out of that brand new ball. And even though he was bobbing and weaving and he was playing and missing, and there's a few false shots and Bumrah bowled well, I would say Zach did his job to nullify that new ball because it was a new ball surface. It was a 30 over pitch. So I don't see any of these England batters going anywhere. This will be the top seven. There might be noise from outside and question mark in technique and how many runs are scoring from inside. There's a value to every single member of that top seven in Ben and Brendan's eyes, and where they're winning, who can argue?
And it is a venue he will have fond memories of. His 189 at better than a runner ball in the Ashes from 2023 was a statement innings
Hmm.
towards the start of the Bazball era. What can you tell us about the conditions we can expect at Old Trafford in the week ahead?
Well, Old Trafford, if it's going to rain anywhere, and it hasn't rained in England for about 3 months, if it's going to rain anywhere, it'll be Manchester because it always does. And we could do with some rain because we could do with some livening up of the surfaces. The first class pitches in Manchester in the last 18 months, 2 years, haven't been one that you'd go like there were 10, 15 years ago. There were bouncy pitches, they were hard and abrasive, a lot of reverse swing. They're all very, very similar now, and they're all very slow, very turgid, and very flat. If there's a chance of playing two spinners, you might play two spinners at Manchester. England won't. They've got Liam Dawson. I think it'll be a very, very similar wicket to what we've had at Edgbaston and at Lords, where the wicket will break up as the game goes on, and it will probably turn. But I don't see there being a lot of pace in it. I don't see there being a lot of bounce in it. And again, it possibly could be a lower scoring affair.
Would it be conditions that might tempt India, at least from the outside, to ask that question around Kuldeep Yadav again?
I think it would. It would. I think it really would. It's not going to bounce for Kuldeep, but I think what it will do, it will spin. But no doubt it will spin as the Test match goes on. And when we've had three Test matches go well into late into the fifth day, I think India have got to have a serious consideration because at this moment in time, their side at the minute is balanced. It really is balanced. It's a good side, but how do they get that sort of the second spinner, third spinner in? You can't drop Sundar, you can't drop Jadeja. Can you play three spinners? That would be a big ask, especially around the Bumrah situation. So, as much as I think it would be right to place Kuldeep, I'm just not sure how you get him in. I don't think you can drop a batter like they did in the to get the balance of this side from the first Test
Hmm.
match. I don't think you can drop another batter and everybody move up one. There might have to be a big call, and is it Washington Sundar that misses out? I wouldn't like to make that call.
Yeah, and three spinners feels like quite outlandish, even by Indian standards. You probably have to go back to the days of Bedi, Prasanna, and Chandrasekhar for the last time India fielded three spinners in England or outside Asia. So we'll see about that. Final thoughts just around where this series stands, because it's such a curious one. 15 days, if you break down the days, India are probably much the happier. They've won a lot more days, they've dominated a lot more days, they've missed out on those moments. What will England make of the way things have panned out, where they find themselves leading a marquee series despite having been behind the eight ball for more passages of play than not?
Yeah, I mean, India have, I mean, they've scored more hundreds, they've got more top order runs, they've got more new ball wickets, but England have got this knack of finding a way to win, finding a way of creating an event throughout a session to change the course, the contest and change the course of the game. You look at even just little things. Um, for me, India have got to start believing. They've got to start believing. If they don't believe they're going to win, they might as well go home now. And this is where the likes of Virat Kohli was unbelievable. Yeah, in a fourth innings chase, he sticks his chest out and goes and wins the game comfortably. He would have won. He would have won that game comfortably at Lords. But the times at this minute in time, and the more times they do it, like I said before, 350 to defend on the last day in Leeds, 130 with 6 wickets. All these situations come with pressure. And at this minute in time, I don't think this inexperienced captain or side is handling the key moments in changing games pressured because England and India are battering each other, and it's England are just finding a way to win, and that is a great characteristic to have.
Mm. And the odds are stacked heavily against this visiting Indian side. There have been a total of 157 five-match test series. Only thrice has a side that was trailing at the end of the third managed to come back and win the series. It's been a while since we've seen that. I'm not going to ask you for any predictions, as you've already pointed. No
I
one
can see them doing
can.
it. I can see them doing it. I really can see India coming back and winning 3-2. I can also see in England win 3-2. I can
Mm.
also, unfortunately, see England winning 4-1 because of the way they've been sort of jousting each other, and it was like two heavyweight boxers at the end of a big contest fall into each other's arms at the end there, and that for me, the level of respect they've got for each other at the end was great to see for international Test match cricket.
And the way it's going, I'll add another one to all those series combinations, Hami. Who's to rule out a 2-2 draw and then a tight test? I'm sorry I'm getting ahead of myself, but at the moment, everything seems possible. It's been such a wonderful summer. Test cricket is alive and kicking. Thank you so much, Steve Harmison.
Absolute pleasure.